Hello and welcome back to the Nautilus. Today I want to finish building the interior of the ship. And the last section that we need to build are the crew quarters, which are going to be out over this way. And as you can see, I put a few extra interior toys down. I'll get to those a little bit later. I dropped these two last time, but in reviewing the screenshots for this, for what I'm going to be building, I decided I needed a few extra things. So once again, looking at the ship here, this is the front of the ship, and this is where we're going to put the crew quarters. This is where the Professor and Ned lived during their stay on the submarine. Here's a screenshot of the movie of the hallway where their cabins resided. Now, whenever the men left their cabins in the movie, they always walked toward the camera in this shot, and they always emerged in the chart room, or they were seen leaving the chart room and entering the grand salon. So from all of these sequences, we can deduce that the hallway that we see here is in the front of the ship. Ned's cabin is on the right, and the Professor's cabin is on the left. And I'm not sure where the hallway goes beyond this, because we're never shown that in the movie. But given the exterior dimensions of the ship, I can't imagine this hallway goes very far. Here's a screenshot of the Professor's cabin, and it's a little bit nicer than Ned's. There's a bunk on the far wall and another one on the left. And from this shot, we can see that there are rugs on the floor, and the Professor's desk is on the right next to the cabin door, along with the chair. Here we have Ned's cabin, and it's a little bit more Spartan than the Professor's. There are two bunks on the left wall and a little sink in the back, and there's also a bunk on the right wall. And behind Ned is a small closet, or perhaps a bathroom. And so this is what I want to try to build today as I finish the interior of the front of the submarine. Again, this is the last section that we have to build. So in the movie, the hallway would be over here beyond Nemo's quarters. And when the Professor or Ned leave their cabin and come towards our camera, they always end up coming out either in this doorway coming into the chart room, as I said, or you can see them coming out of the chart room entering the grand salon. So their quarters are definitely down on this end of the ship. So let's see if we can frame in those hallways. And I want to start with probably, let's pick this up because I know that's not going to interfere with anything. And I'll continue this exterior wall down in a little bit. But this is going to sit on the inside there. So if we create kind of a little pocket here, maybe use these. For them coming around a corner. And something like that, I'm thinking. And we can do the same sort of thing over here. And again, I'm not really sure exactly how wide that hallway is. We're going to make it a little bit wider, maybe 2 blocks wide. Although from the dimensions of this, maybe 3 might be a little bit better. That'll center the hallway on the ship here. And then we can pick this piece up and put it back. And bring this down. Have something like that. We got this little pocket over here. Could maybe put some machinery or something there. Not quite sure just yet. The exterior of the ship is going to be coming out to about the edge of this block. So I don't want to go too far in that direction. I'm thinking maybe what we want to do, see if I make it like this and like this, it's going to be a very narrow hallway coming down here. So I'm thinking perhaps what we need, maybe what we should do is use these wall pieces to frame in our walls. And if we put this around like this, and like that, that kind of frames in the rooms a little bit without getting out here where it's going to impact the outside hull. So that might be what we want to do. And let's put 2 walls there. We'll put Ned's cabin door and the professor's cabin door directly across from each other. I think there might have been a little bit of an offset, but we're going to do it that way. And then along the back, we can put something like this. We want to make sure we seal those gaps on the corners. Now that hallway continued down and around to the right, but since we don't know where that went, and we're already getting pretty far from the bridge there, I don't think we want to go too far, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just close this off. We'll put some kind of machinery or something there to fill that in. Alright, so there is that. Now for the terrain, let's go ahead and put a floor in here. And we'll style this with the Calhoun's command. That's what we've been using for our floors. And I think I want to try to orient this the same way as the one that's below it, so like that. We'll put this smaller block under here. Like that. Alright, so there are the cabins. And they'll be able to come out either around this way and enter the chart room through that door, or they'll be able to come this way and enter the chart room from that door, or Nemo's cabin, or they can go all the way down and enter the salon. So I think that pretty closely matches the flow that we have from the movie. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in next this wall, and maybe even before we do that, maybe we should try to get a ceiling of some kind in here. I'm deciding whether or not I want to put this up at this level. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Run this all the way down. Although then we're going to run into that. I guess we could have this section of the boat go a little bit higher, because we got these doors here. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We're going to put these up a little bit higher. make this hallway look a little bit less tall. And then have it kind of emerge into a bigger hallway here. And we'll see how that looks. I don't want to fill this up too much with blocks though, because we got the outside of the ship to do yet. Okay, at this point let's go ahead and fill in the interiors. So for the professor's cabin, we'll use this bunk here for the professor's bed. So that's going to sit over here like this. And I'm thinking maybe this room doesn't even need to be quite that wide, but let's put the professor's bed there. I may tweak those walls here in a minute. Let's get the furniture in there and see what the scale of the room looks like. We'll bring in our rug. Yeah, I'm thinking we may want to make this look a little bit more cozy, even though the camera is going to be a little cramped in here. Players aren't going to be in here too much. And I'm also trying to think ahead to when we're bringing the ship to a point. Having this wall kind of sunk in a little bit might be a good idea. So bringing this over, for example, to this point. And we're not going to need these pieces on the side. So like that. All right, then the professor's desk. That would sit in here like that. Could even move it out a little bit. And his chair. All right, I think that better matches the scale of the room. It's a little bit more cramped for the camera, but again, I don't see the player spending a lot of time back here. We can do the same thing for Ned's cabin. So we'll bring this in. We'll bring this in. Delete that. And if we wanted to, no, never mind. I was just thinking if there was a way I could get rid of these little things sticking out the side, but we're still going to have to plug a gap here, so we'll just do it that way. All right, so then we will bring the first bunk over here like this. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't go right up next to the window or to the wall. This one would have to sit over here, kind of like that. And then we'll grab this piece. If we did that kind of a little closet, that would sit in here like that, but that's kind of cramped, isn't it? I'm not sure I want to do that. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we come down. Here's the professor's cabin. And we got the beds there. We got the desk there. It's a little Spartan on the walls. The ceilings are high though. Not crazy about that, but may not be much we can do about that. Okay, and then looking at Ned's cabin. Not crazy about that either. Ned's cabin, because of how these are placed, almost seems like it's got to be wider, doesn't it? Alright, so I think we're going to have to make Ned's a little bit wider. And if we do that, we can probably put that in the back corner. Give a little shape to the room that matches the movie a little bit. And since we don't know what was here, could just make this room a little bit narrower. Like that. And I'm thinking we'll make these doors a little bit shorter. Okay. Let me take a look at this. Okay, so that is a decent height, I think, for the ceiling. It opens up into the grand salon, so that's good. I'm almost thinking we really need that ceiling height down here as well. Problem is, if we do that, I can't use these taller blocks. I'm going to have to use a bunch of smaller, shorter blocks. The other option might be, though, to use some of these. I wonder if we may... I don't really want to make this too wide, though, but... I'm kind of thinking out loud here. Alright, so if we took this out, and instead of these, we either stacked those, or we use these going down along the wall here, that would let us go too high and too high. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do, because these rooms are a little too tall. Nemo's cabin is one thing for its height, but Ned and the Professors, they're just looking too tall to me. Alright, and then we can do kind of the same thing down on this end. Take this piece out, put a couple of shorter pieces in. That's going to start pushing up against the outside. Well, our other option would be to make this hallway a little bit narrower. So we'd be using these. And we'd have to use those on the back side as well. Or we push all of these over to this point and use blocks, which may not be bad, because that hallway doesn't need to be that wide. Okay. All right, so then we push this over. Bring these over. Now we have room for a wall behind here using these blocks. Take that out. Put in 2 of these. Like that. Okay, so that brings that down, and then we gotta change this wall. Okay, and at this point we can use this now for the ceiling. All right, before we fill that in, let's come down here to the engine room. And we need a little bit of decoration. So I'm going to pick up that. Kiln barrier. Yeah, I was afraid that wouldn't fit there with those like that. We put this over here like that, though. That gives us something there. Some kind of decoration we desperately need in this area. And then we had some pipes running along the wall. Maybe what we do is put that here. Yeah, no. I think that's probably our best bet. Okay. And that looks pretty decent to me. Put the ceiling on while we're right here. We might as well do the same thing for Nemo's cabin. And then let's change our texture to this and put in the rest of these walls and we'll be done, I think. See, this is the Tatooine brown tile. Brown metal tile. Set that to be the theme. Okay, that's all sealed. And yeah, we're gonna have to put a few shorter blocks over there, I think. And that to plug the gap. Okay, let's see what we got. And we'll start over here on the outside. Okay, so the wheelhouse up there, come down into the chart room. Nemo's cabin is straight ahead, but in the movie, the guys went out this door and down this hall. Nemo's cabin was through there. Come around this way. And here is the professor's cabin. We should probably have a little something back in this corner, like we had over on Ned's side. And across the way is Ned's cabin. That doesn't look too bad. The height for the ceiling is good. Yeah, I think this is excellent. Okay, so we're going to put a couple little blocks over there. We're going to want to change our theme back to the rivets. Might be quicker to go this way. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. This is almost a normal length episode today. Let's see, did I go past it? I must have gone past it. There it is, iron rivets. All right, so we pick that up, put it back, and we're going to go drop a couple of these in this corner over here. Just like that. That looks a little better. And I wish we knew what was on these walls, but I don't know what we would put there. I guess I could put some more kiln machinery or something, but that's it for the interior of the Nautilus. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of these two cabins and what you might do in some of these areas to fill in some more detail. As always, if you have any ideas for improvements, I'd love to hear them. Next time, I'll begin working on the exterior of the submarine. Until then, I want to thank you for watching. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy my build videos. Have a great day.